sorry I look so horrible, but wanted to say I'm here getting ready to do my appointment with Dr. Riley to go over what I'm going to do for chemo. So wish me luck. I'll give you all updates as soon as I'm done. Bye. Taxotere, a chemo that I'm pretty sure I already was on when I had been first diagnosed with the melanoma. I'm not looking forward to this, to be honest. Because if I remember correctly, I didn't do well on chemo, on that chemo. But I will do what I have to do. This is the one he said was the best decision for now, so that's the one I will be doing. He didn't mention about any of my other tumor markers coming back. We did discuss, oh yeah, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I just finished with my appointment with Dr. Riley for what my next plan is. I finished my radiation, and I will show you the outcome of the radiation, which was a good outcome. As far as shrinkage, I will show you a separate video. Well, I'll add a separate clip in after this when I get home. Don't want to show that right now, you know, not appropriate doing it to do that in my car. But we did see a good outcome, and there was shrinkage. Thank you, Lord. The pain is still there, but much less than it was. And that was actually the reason why I had the radiation, so that it would lower the pain and to give us more time to get more answers back. But we never got the other answers back. We didn't get any of our tumor markers back. And the doctor from CHOP, I'm sorry. I have CHOP on my mind because my son was just in CHOP for the past weekend, from Thanksgiving Eve till Saturday or Sunday, with heart issues. So if I say CHOP accidentally, I'm sorry. It's because I have CHOP on my mind. But anyway, the doctor that I went to see for a second opinion and told me about the study she wants me to be part of, said she would call my oncologist, Dr. Riley. She has yet to call him, but it's like just Tuesday. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. I don't know if she got back from her Thanksgiving vacation yet. Dr. Riley just got back. This is his first day being back. So she just might have just gotten back also. So I'm waiting for the two of them to connect. And he told me that he knows that they will be doing tumor markers through that study too. So I'm not sure if he's just waiting for that. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have enough of my tissue to run more markers. He didn't specifically say but what he did say is that we had a good outcome with the radiation. He was surprised to see it. I kind of like asked him, "Do you want to see?" He's like, "Oh, sure." I'm like, You'll be pleasantly surprised." And then he looked, "Whoa, yeah, wow, that was great," you know. So he said that he wants me to start on Taxotere, which is what I just started this blog out showing the name of. It is a taxane chemotherapy that does make you lose your hair. Boo-hoo. So I'll be losing my hair, but you know what? I expected that. I knew it was going to come again. And it's one that I was on when I first had my immunotherapy. I'm sorry, before I had my immunotherapy for the melanoma. It didn't work, obviously, because it was the wrong cancer. It was treating the wrong cancer, and it's not known to treat melanoma. And I had a bad reaction to it. I was in the hospital more than I was out, so kind of had to weigh the pros and cons, and they still think that this is the one we want to try first. So we already tried the oral chemo. That would have been the first route to go for triple negative metastatic cancer, and that did nothing whatsoever. We saw no shrinkage. So this, I guess, is the second one that they decided that they would try with me. He said that he did speak to his colleague over at U of Penn. So I guess that's what I'll do. I have my Taxotere education meeting tomorrow at St. Mary's, and I start chemo next week. Not sure which day. I guess they'll tell me what day, which I was worried about. Actually, he never told me how often I'm doing it, though. I guess we'll discuss that tomorrow, but last time it was either every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, and I was thinking about how before I always had to try to schedule my chemo around what weekends I have my kids, so that I'm not sick on the weekends that my kids are with me, or less of a chance of being sick when my kids are with me. And thank God it's working out that if I have it every other week, I shouldn't be sick. We'll see. Yeah, it'll probably be changed to every 3 weeks, and then that'll screw up everything. Oh well, gotta do what I have to do. So, yeah, look forward to me in the future being bald again. Definitely not gonna have hair for Christmas. Oh well. But the last time I tried really hard with keeping it, and it really annoyed the kids, and there was hair everywhere, and they were begging me to just chop it off for a while. I look really tired. I am very tired. I really was having a hard time last night sleeping, and I, for some reason, was hiccuping constantly and throwing up. Vomiting, sorry. I should have warned you about that, but so I'm not sure what that was about. I did mention that to the doctor. He said the hiccups could be from my treatment. The throwing up, vomiting could be from it too. My immune system's building itself up, which is why I'm not starting chemo this week, because the immune system needs to have some time to build up after having the chemo and then radiation to my lymph nodes. So, alrighty. Like I said, when I get home, I will do a quick video and add it to the clip at the end to add to the end. When I get home, I will do a. When I get home, I will add a clip to the end of this showing the progress that was made after radiation. So, see you soon. Peace. Why I said peace, I have no idea, but I did. Hi guys. I had told you that I was going to come home and show you my radiation scars and how this chest wall area and my tumor are looking. But it's actually the next day. Got a little sidetracked and wasn't able to go home and video this, but at least now I have some more answers for you. Today I, first of all, want to apologize about my gangster look. Yeah. This is only because I want to show you the scars and I don't want to have to, or not the scars, my chest wall, and don't want to have to take off my sweater that I had on. So I just kind of put this on and threw this on because I'm cold and whatever. So just deal with it, right? So anyway, I met with the nurse today at my infusion center and we went over what I'm like when I'm doing it, all the side effects and what I need to do ahead of time. So basically, like I told you earlier, I am going to be on Taxotere, and that is a taxane type of chemotherapy that does cause my hair to go. Why is the phone ringing? Ah! All done. All right, we're back. So anyway, I am going to be taking Taxotere, which is a taxane type of chemotherapy that does cause hair loss. I am having it every 3 weeks, and so I started on Monday at 1 o'clock, and I will be needing rides there because the medication they give, the pre-meds, always end up knocking me out. So it's not safe for me to drive home, so I need a ride there. And everybody says, well, do you want me to come and stay with you? I mean, you can, but typically, honestly, I fall asleep. Once the pre-med kicks in, I'm out, and I'm not good company during that time. So I feel like it would be a waste to literally sit around with me for a few hours watching me sleep. If anyone is out there, though, that would be able to drive me on the 4th, December 4th, I need to be there before 1 o'clock, about quarter of. And then I do need a ride home. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 hours later, unless if there's a problem, it could be more, but I would be able to get more answers exactly how long when I get there. And then if you want, you could drop me off and I could call you when I'm ready, or if you could just take me there, I can maybe try to find another way home a different way if, you know, all you're able to do is take me there, or vice versa, if you're able to pick me up. And that would probably be around 4 o'clock, in that range. So this Taxotere I was on in 2016. However, I was also on a carboplatin also. So when I had the two of them, I ended up in the hospital a lot, and it was from mostly dehydration because it caused nausea, but not horrible nausea, but it did cause really bad diarrhea, TMI, sorry. And that was really difficult for me, so I ended up in the hospital more than I was out during those 3 months. And this time, we're not sure which medicine it was, but I'm not going to be on the carboplatin. If it was the Taxotere that did it, then I may have some symptoms like that again, but we're keeping more of an eye out for it, and we're putting things in place so that I'm not as dehydrated. Basically, I will have my medicines, I will do my chemo that day, and then I will come back. So I have my treatment on Tuesday, the 4th, and then I will come back on Friday, the 7th, for IV fluids and labs taken to check my levels. And for some reason, having IV fluids always is much better than making sure I'm drinking enough. I don't know what it is about it, but I found that that's the best thing for me, and a lot of people have found that's the best thing for them when they do chemo. So I'm having it not only one time, I'm also gonna have it, I'll have it on Friday, and then I will come back on Tuesday to have it again. The same exact labs and the same exact fluids, unless if they find something is too low and they need to, you know, fix anything or give me anything more, like, I don't know what that means, but depends on how my levels in my blood is doing. So I will go on Monday, have my chemo, come back on Friday, have blood taken and IV fluids, and then come back that following Tuesday for the same exact thing. And then the following Wednesday, I will be meeting with my oncologist, and if everything looks good, he will approve the next round of chemo for the very next week. And most likely the same thing will happen every 3 weeks. I'll be on 3-week cycles. And typical side effects are nausea, but not too much nausea, real bad diarrhea. It's a taxane, so neuropathy. I already have bad neuropathy, so it's going to kick it into overdrive again. May even cause more. I'm going to look into some of the things I can do to lower them and keep them from happening or keep them from being so bad. Like put your finger in cold water. I'm not sure if they work, but I'll give them a try. If anyone has any suggestions, leave them at the bottom. I will be losing my hair most likely by day 17 is usually when it falls completely out. So I'm trying to talk my kids into doing something fun with my hair as far as shaving it that day or just doing what they want, me going crazy for a few days with it. We'll see. I'm not going to try to hold on to it like I did last time. That was just too much as far as all of the little pieces of hair all over the house and in my car and in the food when I cooked it for the kids. I don't want to do that again. So I'm just going to go ahead when it starts falling out and shave it. So I won't have hair for Christmas, but I think I already said that and it's already in my head. So, oh well. You can always get me some nice scarves and hats. I'm not a big wig person. I'll wear a wig here and there, but it's not very comfortable for me. But anyway, I'm trying to think of anything else with the side effects. They said it doesn't have as many, like usually I get mouth sores, like ulcers in my mouth and real dry mouth. Dry mouth is probably going to happen, but ulcers is not as known with this chemo. And I guess we'll see what else happens. I am bringing the camera and going to record as much as I can. And I'm trying to schedule my worst days when my kids are at their father's house on the weekends. So basically, I have treatment on Tuesday. By Thursday or Friday will be when it starts to get, my side effects will get worse, and the kids go home on Saturday morning. Every other week it'll be like this, and I know this is an every 3-week schedule, so at least this original one will be the right schedule, and we'll try to work with it as the infusions come down in the future. But so basically I'll probably need help with getting my kids to their functions on Friday night. We have Awana, so I've always had lots of people help me with that, so I'm sure I won't have any problem with that. I don't need to have rides to my actual doctor's appointments, or unless if I'm not feeling good, my labs, or not when I have to have IV infusions or labs. Only to my actual chemo is when I definitely will need it, unless, again, I'm not feeling good. Trying to think of what else. I want to show you what the tumor in my chest wall is looking like. Remember that I do have other tumors in different areas. I have some under here in lymph nodes, I have some up in here, and I have some down here. I'm not exactly sure where everything is. My scans will fill me in more on that when I have them. But what we do know is that the chest wall tumors and the ones underneath my arm were really hurting me. So that's mainly why I got the radiation, for pain management. I wasn't willing to go up anymore on my pain meds. This was the number one thing, and we were like, well, we weren't really expecting it to shrink much, but it would be an added bonus if it did. And I'm happy to say it shrunk it. This one underneath, these weren't really shrunk that much, but this one, yeah. Basically, it got really, really sore and seemed to have grown a little bit, and then it like, warning. If you don't like disgusting things like goo and pus, you might not want to listen to this, but I'm going to just tell you because I got to be honest. It kind of looked like a very large pimple with something on top, like pus, And then one day it just it bursted open and was bleeding and stuff. And that did that probably for a good 4 or 5 days. Big. And then we started to see it shrink. And then around other areas around where my radiation was also opened up and burst, just little areas. I'm not sure why I got pus that opened up like that. And it wasn't the specific area where the tumor was. It was just, I guess, other areas that got a lot of radiation did that. It's really red right now. It's not as bad as it's been. I wanted to wait for it to get a little better before I showed you, but the tumor itself has shrunk, and they said it has a lot to do with the fact that it bursted open, which is good. So I just wanted to show you. I do have a 2 Band-Aids over top of the actual tumor itself, so you're not going to see that right now because of the fact that it is open right now still. It's bleeding, it catches on my clothes, so I didn't want that to be open to get infected, and it may not be that pretty. So I'm just going to show you real quick. So it goes, it's right here. The tumor itself is under here. I'm going to grab the camera. I'm hungry, and I still need to make dinner, so you're probably going to hear my belly growling a little bit. All right, so there it is. The tumor was obviously right here and sticking out about that much. I will definitely put some pictures in for you to see the comparison. But if you've been following me, you will see that there is a big difference. This is mostly due to the radiation. They put this thing called a bolus on top to, I'm not sure why. I thought it was to intensify that area. I don't know if that's true. Might not be. But it goes down under here and then across, which I'm not going any lower. So it's still really red, and there's still some areas that right here, you probably can't see it very good, right here and right here, there were some areas that kept pussing and popping open, but they seem like they're healing. And then right there. So like I said, the big part is under here, and it's like flat. I mean, it's not flat, but it's flat compared to what it was. I'm very, very happy. And actually, my oncologist was pretty surprised, too, when he saw it. He's like, wow, you did good. I'm like, yeah, I did good. It wasn't me. And he's like, well, Dr. Flannery did good. I'm the doctor, the radiologist, oncologist, radio-oncologist, something like that. Anyway, you can't tell any difference underneath my arm, except for I know, because basically I felt like I had giant marbles under my arm that I had to hold onto, and if I lifted up my arm, they would fall out. Obviously, I knew that wasn't right, but that's how it was, like 3 giant marbles. One was bigger than the other in the beginning. They're still there. I feel that one's there, and the other one's back here, but they're a lot smaller. Maybe not a lot smaller, but they are smaller. This basically gives me a little bit more extra time. And it did not affect the radiation didn't affect any of my other tumors. So I don't know if I'm sure the other tumors have been shrunk because there hasn't been a systemic treatment since chemo, and that last chemo, the oral chemo, did nothing. So they probably got bigger. If not, they're not smaller, and there might be more. Trying to think what else. And then I've been having hiccuping a lot, and vomiting a lot, and nausea, and having a hard time eating as far as being nauseous. And I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the tumors, like any new tumors to my liver. That is what I fear, or somewhere else, but I guess we'll find out once I have my CAT scans and MRIs. Trying to think of any. I have an appointment to talk to a geneticist because I had genetic testing back when I first had my breast cancer, but there were only 3 or 4 genes that they knew about that led to, breast cancer and other types of cancers like that. And I didn't have any of those genes, but
since then there's like tons more, like 40 something or like 140 something. I remember 40 something, so I'm not sure if it was 140 something or 40 something. So I will be having those. I'll talk to the geneticists. They will figure out if my insurance will cover it, which it most likely will because it runs in my family and I already have cancer. And it covered it last time, so I don't see why it wouldn't. And pray that my finances start to go on a path to being better. Basically, for some reason, there wasn't communication between Social Security, disability, and the other Social Security, and they didn't give me my payment for 2 months. They gave me one late, but it made everything messed up. So just pray that that gets worked out and that people are understanding with my bills. But I'm very thankful that people put my name in for adopting a family for Christmas, and we were chosen. So I'm not sure what all that entails, but I do know that my kids will be getting stuff, and I don't have to worry as much about shopping. I just have to worry about getting the Christmas decorations up. I don't know if there's anything else that I have. Mandy, would you like to say anything? My daughter just walked in the room. You're messy. Well, you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. Do you have anything you want to say? How you feeling about how Mom's radiation turned out? Just give me a thumbs up. Do you have anything you want to say about me starting chemo? No? How about helping me with my hair, having fun with, you don't want to shave it. You don't even want to give me a mohawk? No. Why? Doesn't mean I have to go out like that. Just have fun with it. See what I look like with a mohawk. You can even shave your initial in my head. You're afraid. Oh, that's right. She said she was afraid she'd shave my head and cut me, right? I don't think that'll happen. But would you like to be there to see someone else do it? No? Why? Come on, it's fun. It's not fun? Aw. Is there anything else you think would make this fun? No? Okay. Alrighty, well, I don't think I have anything else. Like I said, if anyone could drive me on those days or any other day, just let me know. And thank you all for your prayers and concerns and help and everything. All right, talk to you later. Bye.